Hey guys, welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. My name's Ashley and today I'm going to bring you through my morning milking routine. I have not been the greatest at milking this year. I got out of my milking dose this year what I put in, which was not a whole lot. So there's that. Now I say that you have to marry a dairy, and my milking routine this year would not have led you to believe that I was married to my dairy. A lot of you know that I do hybrid raising, which means we dam raise, but we also break our kids to a bottle for milk testing. My milk testing lasted until maybe like May. I may have gotten a test in at the beginning of June, but I have not tested since, and we are in the middle of August now. And anybody that knows milk testing, usually after like 45 days between your last test and the test you're doing now, like all the results are kind of skewed because it's not an accurate picture month to month on that doe's lactation. So I've kind of just thrown in the towel on milk testing. I'm still milking, of course, but with Joe going to high school and participating in a high school level softball and traveling a lot and not having a whole lot of time here, I really leaned on my girls feeding their kids, and I will say, like, my production paid for it. My showing for some of these senior does paid for it because a lot of them would be further in milk. They would be a lot more capacious. They just would be having a better yield of production. If I'd really stuck to my guns and done every single day or twice a day like really I should be doing. But things change. We brought on some things that in our lives that required a little bit more attention to what I thought it was going to need. So I was partially married to my dairy, if you wanted to talk it like in marital senses, where it's like, oh, 75%, 75%, 100%, 100% should go into the relationship. I really did sit like in that 50%. I was only half into it this year, if that. So I'm really hoping that with like all things routine and all the different things in our lives that change how we go about our day-to-day lives, that's going to help me to figure out what works best for me. And honestly, one of the things I'm going to be showing you today, I think is going to really help make my life easier when it comes to kidding. Today I'm going to be inserting CIDR's for the first time into my dairy goat herd. Now I'm only doing 5. I'm only doing 5 girls today, so it's going to be Haley, Rosie, Farah, Boo, and Mighty Mouse. And by inserting CIDR's now, they will remain within these does for about 2 weeks before I'll take them out. And then in about 2 days, like 24 to 48 hours, they really should be in a good standing heat to be paired with a buck. Now, if that happens or not, I don't know. This is my first time with inserting CIDR's, but the purpose of this is to synchronize heat. So when I say synchronize, it means that I'm kind of controlling their heat cycles so that they are kidding during a time that I can kind of take care of everybody and make sure everything is going good. Cleanup crews, seeing if they left anything to eat in any one of their food bowls. And the little ones did good today. They did not leave a whole lot left for these adults to really bicker over. I know they act like they're all starving, but they're not. They're all about to get what we call second breakfast. My milkers come up and have been fed for their morning. The kids have already had their fill of grain, but the rest of the herd that is not milking, whether they're not lactating or they're being dried off, will get grain. And the rest of the babies and the milkers will have access to it too, and they'll get their second breakfast. But that's kind of why you've got some back in here acting like they're just starving to death. And honestly, you can see, guys, none of them are starving to death. They're all getting to be fat little cows. Now, what I've got that I'm going to be using, I've got my CIDR's. So these are for sheep and goats. These go in, are left for 2 weeks. We have our applicator here. You guys can see this. You can get this like at Valley Vet. I searched these and I found them pretty cheap at like a pet supply website, and they came like in 2 to 3 days. So like it really wasn't bad, and I didn't have to pay a lot for shipping. So that's the applicator you can see from the back, and I'll show you how to load these. I've got lube for her pleasure. And I've got gloves, mostly because these little CIDR's, or like we were joking and saying like the little goat and sheep tampons, but they are soaked in hormones. So these are soaked with progesterone, and what happens is when we insert these, This tricks the system into thinking like it's pregnant, or that the progesterone levels go way, way up so it doesn't cycle. And then when we remove them in 2 weeks, the sudden drop in progesterone is what kicks them into a heat and makes them receptive for either AI insemination or for natural breedings. I have to wear gloves when I put these in because I'm a lady. If you were pregnant and you were doing this, you would definitely want to wear gloves. It can cause a miscarriage if you've got this. So all the hormones in here, the skin is the biggest, most porous organ of your body. And whatever you touch, sometimes when it's soaked in hormones like this, can soak in through your skin. And I don't need to be having no mood swings or anything like that. I'm already married enough as it is. Ask Mark, he will attest. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. Let's go ahead and CIDR these girls. I've got my applicator. So you guys can see there's an applicator. There are strings on these CIDRs. The string will sit right in here. And you can tell, like you insert and you see how this goes up. This pushes the insert in. So this is your applicator gun. So I'm gonna set that right here. Oh, look at that, nice, easy to get into. All right, and you guys can see in there's a bunch of these. So I'm just gonna pull it out by its little wings. Now you guys know why we were kind of joking around and calling these little tampons. So this string, I'll put this behind because that background. This string is what sits outside of the vulva. This makes it so that when it's done, we can easily pull it. But you can see that it wings out. So when we put this into our applicator, I am going to have to put these wings together. So also why we're wearing the gloves. So you can see the string right there. And just close it up and push it down in. There we go. There we go. So you can see it's in there. And then we're going to push these up and in. So I've got this ready. I'm going to go ahead and set it there. Let's go get girls. So the goat on the stand right now is not the first goat that I applied a CIDR to. There was a lot of learning between goat 1 and goat 2. So the first goat was Haley, and Haley taught me that even though I've done a lot of research and written notes and watched videos, there's just something about doing something for the first time that like all of that flies out of your mind. So as we moved on to Farah and everybody else behind her, the application of the CIDR became a lot easier. So some tips that definitely make it a lot easier for you and your doe is that when you are inserting your CIDR, you go in at a 45-degree angle, angled up almost towards their tail head, mostly because this really is almost the exact same way that a live breeding would happen. When bucks and does get together, the eagle does not land straight in, like it comes in at an angle. And this is just going to make it a lot easier on her and you, so that you're not causing more discomfort than is already being caused by applying the CIDR. The other thing is that make sure that the wings are open east and west and not north and south. North and south, it seems like with Haley, like the thing almost just popped right back out. She was almost able to just push it right out. So east and west is best for applying a CIDR in this situation. But I'm excited, guys. This is really going to help me narrow down kidding windows when I need them to be narrowed down. Whether it's I've got things in the spring that I need to really work around, or I need to get everybody kidding closer together so I'm not having months on end of no sleep. So hopefully this pushes me in the right direction. Hi, lady. Hello. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, I know. I know, it's okay. Oh, no. Oh, it feels so weird. So they're done. Haley hates me. They're all laying down, kind of acting like they don't like it, but I mean, who's gonna like that? So it's gonna give them a little bit of discomfort at first, just like it would anybody that was wearing an insert. You know, it takes a little bit of getting used to find a spot that's comfortable and to be able to maneuver and move without feeling that the whole time. So eventually they'll be just fine. I'll check them in a couple hours to make sure they're up and moving and doing all the things they normally do. But CIDR'ing is done. Learning experience, definitely make sure that when it goes in, opens east and west and not north and south. So I'm learning. CIDR'ing is done, so we'll pull those in 2 weeks. And the next thing that's coming to our farm, I just ordered it last night, but I ordered a semen tank. And normally us breeders order semen tanks when we are ready to start our AI or artificial insemination journey. And I'm brushing up on all the videos. Yes, I'm watching Danelle. I'm watching all of them, guys. I know I had a lot of comments on, have you tried the doe method? It works. Guys, I have tried every freaking method to make sure that my doe count is higher. It just doesn't work for me. The moment we're seeing heats, they are placed with the buck 2 to 3 times and then we pull them. They're done. You know, they don't get to sit in there all day unless I've got someone who just seems like they're not in like a screaming heat. I can't really tell even with the weather in here. So trust me, guys, I watch the same YouTube videos as you do. I try the things that seem to work with other people. You just have to keep into consideration environments are different, regions are different, management's different, practices are different. It didn't work for me. I still got a ton of bucks. It's okay. It means I didn't have to keep over a lot of does and get rid of a lot of my older girls that I'm really attached to. So thank you for the suggestion. Just know I already did it and it didn't work. Okay, so we're out for evening and you guys can see she does have like a little, her little wires hanging out right there. So they're staying in. I did see Rosie's is still in, Boo's is in, Haley's is in. I didn't look at Farrah, but Farrah's right over here. And we'll see if we can just look at Farrah's bow tie. And hers is sticking out a little bit. I don't really like that. Because I can like work it and put it back in, but that she don't particularly like that for obvious reasons. And I'm looking at Mighty Mouse from right here. And you guys probably can't see that, but her tail is still, but you guys can see her tail is still hanging out from her insertion for cedar. So we know it at least is still hanging in there. So at least now about maybe 8 to 10 hours after the initial insertion of the cedars, they're all kind of hanging in there. Farrah's is the only one like I kind of don't like how it's looking. Who is this? Oh, it's Rexy. Hi, Rex. Hi, Rex. Hi, Rex. Yes, this is my big boy, Rex. Hi, buddy boy. Hi, buddy boy. Him's a good boy. He knows he usually gets loving around the afternoon time when I'm out here feeding because I spend a little extra time. It's not like in the morning where I'm just like, everybody's alive. Nobody looks sick. Ears and rears are being checked, making sure nobody's got droopy ears or muddy rears. So, what? What? What a good boy. What a good boy. But anyways, the cedars are still in, so it means I did an okay job. I'm watching Farrah's because there's a little bit hanging out that I don't really like. So I'm gonna watch it. If it looks like it's starting to get gross, I might pull it and reinsert. I don't want to do that. I might just leave it out and then let the progesterone fall on its own, or maybe we'll just catch her at a different cycle and it just wasn't meant for her to have January babies. Lexa says I don't care as long as I get my pets. As long as I get my pets, yes. 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 Guys, it's been 2 weeks since we put in our cedars, and today I'm going to be pulling cedars. And I've got my PG 600 that I'm going to be giving them a shot of, about 1.5 cc's per doe intramuscular after I pull cedars. I did give 2 milliliter or 2 cc dosages of blue lights yesterday to kind of start to prep them for the release of this progesterone delivery device, which is a CIDR, CIDR. And hopefully after I pull this and give them a shot and I put them back in about 24 to 48 hours, I should be seeing some really strong heat so that we can get these girls bred. I'm really excited to get breeding season underway. January babies have just always, as cold as it is, they just grow really, really well. And I've really liked my January babies. All right, first one is Miss Farrah. So Farrah's got hers in. Just gonna pull that out of there. Oh, I know, that is just so uncomfortable, huh? Then we're gonna give an intramuscular just right here, boom, PG 600, she's done. We watch her for the next 24, 48 hours. And that's, I know, you had it pulled out, you're like, oh gosh, Mom, you had that in there for 2 weeks. Now it feels weird for it to come out, but with that progesterone now being taken away suddenly from her system, that is really what triggers her to go into a strong heat. And the PG 600 is just supposed to encourage a good, fertile estrus cycle. Is it better to have that all out now? Yeah, no fun time with the buck, huh? 24 hours post cedar pull, and we have all 4 of the girls actually are in with bucks right now. So I had to run with Joe to town. Joe is now starting to drive. So I took her for a little driving adventure to go grab some coffee and put these girls in before I left about an hour ago. So I am honestly probably going to leave them in. Lord have mercy. Love is in the air. Doesn't sound good, doesn't smell good, but it is here. But I think I'm gonna leave them in until I come back. I have to go pick up some construction, some lumber for redoing our deck. So that's something that we've been doing. It's lasted us about 16 years and now it's time to replace it. So I'm gonna leave these girls in with Lunar Booner, our finished buck. I don't even know if I told you guys that he's finished now. We took him to quite a few shows. He earned a leg last year. He earned a leg this year at Swadga under Judge Chelsea Sachs. And then again under Justin Bassett at the Midsummer Dairy Goat Show out in Martinsville, Indiana. So he is officially finished. He has 3 Grand Champion legs. Stifler is in here. Stifler got a Grand Champion leg at our show, the River Goat Classic, and also a Beston show. And at the, oh goodness, Noble County Dairy Goat Show, in both rings he was reserve Grand Champion, but the buck that finished for our Grand Champion in the first ring, that was his last leg. So per timestamps and the amount of participants, when he took reserve Grand in that second ring, he tied up a restricted leg. So he's technically got 2 Grand Champion legs. He got another reserve Grand win at Midsummer Dairy Goat Show, but I do have a buck show in like 2.5, 3 weeks, so he'll be going there to see if we can finish him up. So that's who we've got in here. Yeah. Rosie is just being a little smitten kitten back there. She's just all about it. These girls, they're so crazy. It's crazy. It's really interesting to be around animals, like especially goats, because like it gets loud like this. It smells really stinky in here. The girls holler, the boys holler. No joke. I pulled the cedars 24 hours from when I put these girls in. That within 24 hours they were cycling. So I know for sure Farrah is cycling. I think she's just about done with the attention, or she's just not quite there, which is okay if she for some reason doesn't catch. Then at least I know from here 21 days, give or take a little bit, and she'll be cycling. I'll be watching for cycles again. But fun stuff, guys.